My mom just moved in. He's been harassing her. He's been like banging on her door. He's been saying my mom can go herself. I came to his door and I said, hey, I heard that you have something to say about my mom. Him and my boyfriend started arguing. He tried to close the door on me, so I did kick his door. And then he comes over here and he starts telling the police manager that we pulled a gun on him. I didn't pull a gun. I didn't think you have to call the police to like, hey, leave my mom alone. My aunt lives here too. I've heard stories about him.
You just went to confront him?
Yeah, I did, and I kicked his door.
Trying to knock you guys?
And I got mad and I kicked his door. I'm a nurse, he's a wheelchair. Like, we know what we have to do.
Sir Bob.
Mr. Bob.
A lady's niece came over here with her boyfriend and pulled a gun on me after a conversation. And I did one of these things of tapping on the window because I was going out with the aunt there. And I said, okay, well, tell her to get fucked.
You normally talk like that to women?
Yes.
Yeah? You tell them to go get fucked?
Yes.
That's super disrespectful, man.
Well, it's still free speech, okay?
Yeah, I understand that.
So don't teach me what I should be doing with a woman.
Sir, calm down.
Yeah, just relax, man. I'm being
Well,
cool.
then
I'm just
come at me like I have some rights.
Hey,
okay?
chill.
No, do you know what I'm saying?
You're going to find out real quick, all right?
There you go.
You're going to find out real quick.
Turn it on, I hope.
Maybe that language would have prevented this whole thing.
No, it wouldn't.
Because I don't talk to women like that.
They came up. Well, that's you. That's when her husband or boyfriend, had the gun like this.
Are you still in a relationship?
No, there's too much pressure from her for sexual favors, and I'm tired of it. When I came back out, that's when he did this again.
There's nothing to show that she kicked the door. There's nothing to show she punched the door. I mean, she admitted she kicked it, but...
And I got there and she said, I guess this guy is like threatening my mom or has been knocking on my mom's window. She said, I heard you had something to say about my mom. And he goes, yeah, fuck your mom. And then both of us were just like, okay. So
he was over here.
I think I said some words to him. You said some words to him. Words were exchanged, of course, quite a bit.
And I kicked the door.
Yeah, she kicked the door. So I just went like this, just instinct. I went like this to act like I had something. And I was like, get the fuck back in your house, dude.
Yeah, that guy's an asshole. He started blowing up to me, too.
Yeah.
Really?
No,
Because I told him, because he straight up, I told her, go fuck herself. I was like, that's how you talk to women?
Seriously.
Yeah.
And he got so defensive.
My freedom of speech, like, I get it, but have some fucking respect.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I guess they're in the process of trying to evict him. And I ignore
You
it.
claim your aunt and him were in a sexual relationship.
Hey, you know what? Whatever. That's their business.
yeah.
And I told the leasing manager, I was like, if my aunt wants to hang with him and do whatever, that's between them.
So the aunt is, like, friends with him, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm surprised. I know he's been upset with me because they raised the rent.
Yeah, it's becoming a thing. It's right here. Yeah, it's this one, I guess. Weird that they would have different addresses.
Dispatch has been updated. Here's the registered parties in here.
Hi. He called on me and my boyfriend, the guy in the red shirt. So I don't know who you want to...
Okay, what happened?
So my mom just moved in here, and he's been harassing her. He's been like banging on her door, bothering her, and he drinks a lot. He's a drunk, and the apartments have been having problems with him too. And so,
And who's him?
Bob, some guy named Bob.
The dude in the red shirt over there?
Yeah. Okay. So we've had problems with him in the past, and so my mom came home. I brought her back from the doctor's appointment. And so he's been saying my mom can go fuck herself. My mom's 70 years old lady. So I came to his door and I said, hey, I heard that you have something to say about my mom. And he's like, yeah, your mom can go fuck herself, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I caught him on a bad day, if he's drunk or what. And then, so he started arguing. I brought my boyfriend with me. So then he goes in there and he pulls out like a little black bag. I don't know if it was like a flashlight. He started pulling out something. Him and my boyfriend started arguing.
Okay.
And then he tried to close the door on me. So I did kick his door. And I admit that I kicked his door. Mm-hmm. So then I told him, I said, you know what? I'm just going to go to the leasing office and explain to the manager that you're bothering my mom. Like you won't leave her alone.
Sure.
And so I was talking to the manager right now to explain to her what happened. And then he comes over here and he starts telling the leasing manager that we pulled a gun on him. We don't have a gun. I didn't pull a gun. I don't know what his problem is. A lot of people are having problems with him right now. He gets drunk a lot. I don't know if he's drunk right now. So I told him, I said, I'll wait right here. You guys can check me. You can check. I told the leasing manager, I said, I'm just explaining to you what happened.
Correct.
and I'll wait right here. I said, go ahead and call the police. I just came to tell you, leave my mom alone. Stop harassing her. She's 70 years old. She has no issues. We don't want problems. She just moved in. And so this is where we're at.
Correct. You said your mom just moved
My
in?
mom just moved in, like a month ago. A month ago. And so, like, he comes over here, he gets upset, and he said that we pulled a gun on him. And I'm like, I told him, I think he got upset because I told him, I said, I don't know if you're drunk right now, like, I don't know what the fucking problem is. I was like, but, like, you can call the police. Like, call them. We're not doing anything wrong, so here we are.
What's your name?
Nadien Chavez.
You're gonna have to spell that
Sorry,
one out for me.
Nadien.
I-E-N.
And I'm a nurse in town. My boyfriend's a realtor. Like, we're not fucking idiots. Like, I'm not gonna come here and do that. And so, I don't know what his deal is. I don't know what his deal has been lately, but he's been on a roll.
You said this is not the first time, but multiple times.
Well, I think within the last week, he has been going up to my mom's window and just like knocking on it,
Okay.
and then leaving, and then knocking on it and leaving. And so he admitted to the other neighbors that he's doing that, and his response is like, she can just go fuck herself. I'm like, why are you doing
And
this?
then your mom hasn't placed any reports or has called on him?
No, because this just happened, and it was just knocking on the window. That's all it was. And so we didn't really think that we had to report. And then so instead, maybe I didn't think you have to call the police to like, hey, leave my mom alone. That's all I'm telling you. All I'm telling you is leave her alone. We don't want any problems. I just explained it to him, and he went off. And then they started arguing. I came to the leasing office telling me that he's been having a lot of issues here too, and that they're thinking of evicting him and all this stuff. But I've known that.
Yes.
I've known that he's had, like, I've heard from other tenants, because my aunt lives here too. She's lived here for a while. I've heard stories about him.
So it's just like an ongoing issue.
It's like an ongoing issue. And then so she told me to make a statement to fill out a paper, because I don't know if they're in the process of maybe getting ready to evict him, but he has like...
There's something
up,
Okay, we'll go ahead and definitely talk to him. So that's what you said, you just went to confront him?
Yeah, I did, and I kicked his door. And then,
trying to knocking noise, or like he was going to close it?
Because he was like closing it on me when I was telling him like, hey, leave my mom alone. He's like, well, fuck you, fuck yourself, blah blah blah. And I got mad and I kicked his door, like, and that's all I did. That's all I did. And maybe I shouldn't have kicked his door, but I was mad. Sorry.
Did it cause any damage to it?
No.
Okay.
But maybe I will. Maybe I'll just start filing, like whenever he does something like this, like just call you guys.
Yeah, for that it'd be better, because from that we can actually try to get him on harassment.
Okay, yeah.
Type of deal, because for harassment it has to be more than one, so it has to be a multiple, it has to be a pattern.
Okay, so it's been twice already that he's done that. And then when he was sitting outside yesterday, and my mom was going up to visit my aunt, because they live on the same floor, him and her, and my mom heard him saying, oh yeah, that's her, and I'm like, leave her alone. Like, she's 7. Leave her the fuck alone.
We'll let him know. No, we'll let him know for sure.
I said, and if any other issues come up, go ahead and we'll report it. That way you can actually have paper trail that can help back up your mom.
Well, the part that bothers me about this is that he's saying that we pulled a gun on him. Like, my boyfriend's a realtor, and telling me, why the fuck would we do that?
Is your boyfriend still there?
No, he left. He has a showing. I told him, I said, you need to go and calm down, because they started arguing, and he pulled out this little black pack. He pulled out this little black thing, and so we all started arguing, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to the leasing office. So I'm gonna call the police. Go ahead.
That's
Yeah. Like I said, not that it matters, but I'm a nurse, he's a realtor, we have, we know what we have to do, we know that we're not, that's not okay, so we have stuff to lose. We have stuff to lose. We have family, he has business, I have my job, what the fuck is his problem? And then he just gets crazy, so I told him, I'm coming to the leasing office, call the police, I'll be right here, go ahead.
Okay. We're gonna go and talk to him, see what's going on, okay, man?
I'll just wait here?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be inside.
Yes, no, that's fine, you can go ahead.
Thank you.
So Sir Bob.
What's that?
Sir Bob.
Yeah. Mr. Bob.
Sir Bob. Hello. What's going on, sir?
Well, for me, it's the fact that a lady's niece came over here with her boyfriend and pulled a gun on me after a conversation. That's what's going on.
Okay.
And I'm livid. Got that adrenaline going, but she's denying that he had a gun or anything, doesn't know where he is. Well, her mom is living in the bottom floor there, and her aunt is up there on the top floor. So somehow or another, I hope you can drill down on who her boyfriend is, and I'll bet you'll find out he's got a gun. I think it was a .45.
Okay. So how did that happen? Why did she go to you, or how did all this take place?
They came up, I forget when I had a couple of days ago, and I did one of these things of tapping on the window because it was her. I was going out with the aunt, and a day or two later, she goes, "My sister doesn't want you doing that. It really disturbed her." And I said, "Okay, well, tell her to get fucked." You know, that was all out of, you know.
So you were tapping on her window?
Yeah, but I mean, it was like
talk
this.
like that to women?
Yes.
Yeah, you tell them to go get fucked?
Yes.
That's super disrespectful, man.
Well, it's still free speech, okay?
Yeah, I understand that.
So don't teach me what I should be doing with a woman.
Sir, calm down.
Yeah, just relax, man. I'm being
Well,
cool.
then
I'm just
come at me like I have some rights.
Hey,
okay?
chill.
No, do you know what I'm
You're
saying?
gonna find out real quick.
Oh,
all right?
there you go.
You're gonna find out real quick.
Turn it on, I hope.
It is
It's
on.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, maybe that language would have prevented this whole thing.
No, it wouldn't.
Because I don't talk to
They
women like
came
that.
up. Well, that's you. But they came up loaded for bear.
Loaded for bear?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Angry.
Okay.
You know, so she goes, "You have an issue with my mom?" And I said, "No." And she goes, I said, "I told your aunt to tell her that. And now you guys can get the fuck off of my patio, my front door."
Okay, so where in reference do you live? Where does the aunt live? Where does the mom live?
Let's go. Do you want to
All right.
come upstairs?
Yeah, absolutely.
You said you going out with the aunt? Oh, you can keep
With the sister.
Okay. So the sister and it's the... Okay.
And her sister, I don't know what, but I can tell you this is that young lady was lying to the manager. I came in on that. She kicked the
This
door.
one right there in front?
Yeah, when I turned around, she said, "Just get the fuck off my property," and I shut the door, and it was a boom or a kick.
Okay.
And then I came out again, and that's when her husband or boyfriend, you know, had the gun like this.
You didn't have anything in your hands?
No.
No?
He knew I was going in. He suspected I was going in for something. And this is the girl that came up, her mom, and that woman are sisters.
Okay.
So do you want to come up to my place?
with the sister.
Are you still in a relationship or you
No. No, there's too much pressure from her for sexual favors, and I'm tired of it. So do you want to come upstairs?
Yeah, we want to see if there's any damage to your door.
But I want to pursue this as far as possible with a complaint against that guy with the gun.
Okay. That's how it went down. They just came knocking. You were at your...
Yeah, I was watching my computer, watching a program.
Did you hear what she mentioned? The girl that confronted you?
They opened the door and she said, "You got a problem with my mother?" Right off the bat. And I said, "No." It's a metal door, so. Are you dog friendly? This
Oh,
is
yes,
safe,
that's
though.
fine.
She's good.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if there's any damage to the door, sir. Said it was a kick. Okay.
How many times did she kick it?
One big one.
One big one?
Yeah. There's a shoe mark right there.
Well, see, that's all right there, and then it's also right there.
Oh, well, then that's for my bike, I think.
Oh, yeah, it looks like by the tires, you're right. The tread.
But I don't push the door open with my bike, so. But I don't think there's any damage.
Okay.
You don't mind. So, yeah. So, if she kicked it, it would leave like a little...
Well, then she pounded on it.
7-1. Did you get that photo? Yeah, for looking for those. Okay. My guy's gonna have a 40 for me.
Okay, sir. So here's the thing. I know how things were heated. It was just a verbal. I'm not nobody to tell you. I know you have your freedom of speech, but it could probably be avoided if you speak a little bit kinder, nicer to.
I don't need directives. We had a man pull a gun on me. Take care of that.
We're going to investigate that, sir. How I said, this is an ongoing investigation. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm speaking to every single one, gathering all the stories, but I'm also giving word of advice. I'm just saying it could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. Just make sure.
Well, I mean, it could have been avoided if I didn't do this either. You know, they're very quiet. I've often said, how come you don't interact with your sister? And I told her, I got to get a sip of water. You want a water?
No, we're fine. What's the name of your puppy?
That is Cinco. And I have another one of my friends walking. It's Piper.
Okay. I said, we're going to try to find out because the boyfriend's not here. We're trying to figure out.
He drove off right away. That's why.
Okay.
You know what kind of car?
It was white, and I want to say something like a little Kia, something like that. I tried to get my camera, but I was shaking so bad I couldn't turn it on. But no, he sped off.
Okay, a white Kia.
Huh?
A white Kia?
I think a Kia. I don't know for sure. But he was over here the whole time I was talking to the girl. I don't even know her name, but when I came back out, that's when he did this again. You know? Not again, for the first time.
So then you were just in the doorway right there?
This is where I was having a conversation with her. I said, and I repeated what I said to Sandy to tell her mother.
Okay.
So this woman on here had to embellish it or something to send these two kids up here like they're going to pay me back, you know. I told them exactly what happened, and I said, now you can get the fuck off of this porch. Get away from me.
Maybe we're going to definitely also go talk to her. I mean, she should have been a little bit more.
With an incident number on it?
Should have been a little bit more civil, better way to.
Yeah, oh no, it was like I was going to be paid back. That's what I got. Distinct impression was from, oh, you said that to my mom? Okay. You know, she said, do you have an issue with my mom? And I said, no, I don't. And if you must know, the F word is part of my vocabulary. I'm sorry.
That's fine. 92 Central, 77 to 2.
So go ahead and write your case number and your time. The top, so you don't have to go back to the union and get it, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You can transfer the case number to right there. Okay. Did anybody see this altercation? Like,
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Do you know if they have cameras maybe anywhere in the...
I heard there's one like right down there in that corner, but I
And
don't
this
know.
all happened, and it all happened up here, huh?
No.
92 Central.
I mean, it was totally out of the blue.
Yeah.
Nothing for 2 or 3 days from
92?
the sister. If she was offended or anything, or if the
Can I get a case
sister would
number?
come down and talk to me.
What's up, Cinco?
The guy that got her. I used to have an ankle bracelet business in San Diego, drug testing, alcohol. And,
Like a scram bracelet?
yes.
Yeah.
We also did a video, a camera where you blow in a tube too. We had that one. But he went and he thought he was getting one like my other one that's out here. And he said,
Here's the case number,
thank you,
okay?
miss. But he went to the Humane Society and all he had is $5 and he said, I want the dog. That's why her name's Cinco.
Ah, makes sense.
Okay. Hi, Munch.
All right, so where do we go from
You got all
here?
this for you now?
No, I'm gonna get us 49 right now. For right now, I'm just gonna get your basic information. I got your side of the story, sir. How I said we're still investigating.
You want my license or ID card?
That would help. Yeah, it'll speed up the process there, sir. Mr. Robert. Okay.
I'm going to go by Bob.
Where did that come from?
I never liked the name Bobby that everyone called me, and I said, I'm just going to call myself Bob. But
So it went from people calling you Bobby to
blonde hair and freckles. Now it's gray hair and moles.
That's interesting, and people just picked up on it. Okay, they're like, all right, we'll call you Bob. And that's all you said whenever you saw, just a question, I know you said you just turned around, and all you saw was black of it, and then after that, did you just
I saw the full face of the gun.
Saw it?
Well, if I can recall correctly, I mean, it was one of these things that let me know that he's sporting a weapon.
He was just holding, did he
Like
ever
this.
point it at you?
No.
No? So he just like showed
Just
it?
wanted to let me know, brandished it.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to track him down?
Yeah, she's cooperating with us, so we got all that information.
And at any point were you frightened?
Not until he reached behind his back.
So he reached, so you
I can take care of myself, but you know when I said, just get the fuck away from my property, go now, and then I slammed the door.
You heard
I shut the door, and she did whatever she did to make that noise, and I opened it back up, and that's when he went behind his back and pulled it out.
Okay, so the door had already completely shut, and you just opened it again because, of course, she like.
Well, it was shut when
she hit it or kicked it.
Yeah.
Then you opened the door, and that's whenever.
Yeah, I opened it again, and they were starting to walk away, and he turned around and twisted around and had the gun.
When you were walking away, but at the beginning of this, you said that he was facing.
I didn't know he was there.
Yes, but you're saying he was facing this way. But now you're telling me that he turned around. How's that?
He was there the whole time while she was at the doorway.
Correct.
All right, so when I tell him to bail out of here, get the fuck out of here, that's when she did the
hitting,
door
yes.
thing, and I opened it back up and stepped out, and that's when he turned around and hid.
Okay, I'm asking just how he said it. At the beginning you said he brandished it here, and now you're telling me that they were walking away and then he showed it.
Well, he had to walk away after he did that, because I said, I'm calling the police on you.
Of course, so but which one happened first? Because I'm saying you were...
He was here out of sight for most of the conversation with the woman.
Correct.
Okay, so then she did the door thing,
yes.
And I opened it back up, and he turned around. He had started to walk away and turned around with the pistol.
Okay. Just make sure I have it all right, sir.
I don't know how you guys do your job.
As far as what?
Just the stress.
Nah.
It's okay.
One call at a time. One day at a time.
One nightmare at a time.
Sometimes, yes.
You know, and her sister has borrowed money from me, coffee, always comes over and is suggestive about sexual activity, you know. And I never thought in my life I would say no, but, you know, it's like...
Too much?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go, sir. Okay, so we're going to go try to gather information, figure that out. As far as that, once he brandished the gun, you said? How did that make you feel aside from... what did you do next, and how did that make you feel?
Well, I pulled back and went to get my phone to call you guys.
Okay.
And also, I wanted to see if I could catch a license plate, because I didn't know if they went to the elevator or what, so I saw her walking that way and him getting in the car and driving.
Okay.
And I couldn't get the plate. I just couldn't get my camera activated. I was too nervous.
Okay, so...
But I wasn't, how should I say this? I've had a gun pulled on me before, but that was because I was a restaurant manager, so it was potential robbery. But here, I was totally shocked that he would come over with a gun in his waistband and confront me over some vulgar language I said to his mother-in-law or his girlfriend's mother, whatever she is.
You say you felt shocked?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, what the hell? How did this go this way? You know? And I asked him to leave, get away, take it up some other time. I said, go down and talk to the manager if you feel I was out of line.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, sir. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to get that. Get the rest of the information from the young lady. Okay. You have the case number.
And what are my opportunities to pursue this?
So we're trying to. There's no damage to your front door.
Yeah. No, it was just.
Potential charges. I mean, if we can confirm that the gentleman had a. I mean, it's hearsay, thearsay. So we need a valid proof. I mean, evidence that
How about
brandished a
proving
gun.
whether or not he's got a gun?
I'm gonna go. How I said, I'm gonna go continue my investigation.
And then
Figure out
you
if he
can
has a
show
gun.
me 3 or 4 different pistols, and I can tell you which one he had.
Okay. I said we need to confirm that. If we do confirm that, sir, we can potentially go for assault with a deadly weapon. How I said, but as of now, we don't have any of that. I still need to gather that information from that gentleman. Okay.
Okay. Because if I can pursue assault with a deadly weapon, I'm going to do it.
Sounds good, sir. Also, so my word of advice, just letting you know, try to stay away from those. That lady and that one over there.
What is that?
No, we're gonna advise them the same. Stay away from you.
Well, they should be banished from the property.
So we're gonna tell both you just stay away so there's no further conflict. Okay, sir? I always said
Hey, buddy. I'm sorry for jumping in right away.
Don't worry.
Thank you, miss.
You're not the first. You're not gonna be the last.
All right, be safe.
Bye, Cinco.
We'll be down there, sir.
Come on, Cinco. That other one is going to the spine first.
Oh no.
I'm gonna talk to the boyfriend. What are you feeling right now?
Honestly, I don't think this bullshit.
Pretty much is how I feel too. There's nothing to show that she kicked the door. There's nothing to show she punched the door. Like even just something such as this
She does
created
it.
dust mark. You know. I mean, she admitted she kicked it, but
Not with probably a force of kind of like our knocks too. It can be like a pop pop.
yeah.
The gun. I mean, he kept changing his stories. Like, oh well, he brandished it in front,
Yeah.
and he was walking away. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's good investigation too, because you call them out. You know what I mean? You tell me this, but now you tell me that. Like, which one is it? You know what I mean? So, it's good as far as that.
I mean, just
I mean, it is sketch that the boyfriend didn't stick around. Yeah, but
That's why. I mean, even if I can just get a number, talk to him, see his side, because he was just a standby, kind of not. It's not an independent witness, but it's a witness before he actually whatever happened.
pretty good.
Hello, sir.
It's nice seeing you too, sir. Well, we're investigating something, so we'll get with you in a little bit, all right?
You
Take
take
care.
care. Yeah, y'all be careful now.
Oh, yes, ma'am, we will. Thank you.
A good one.
But yeah, I'm feeling the same as you. I mean, it is sketchy that he didn't stick around, but... And we'll see what management says, too. See if he is a nuisance.
He usually sticks around just doing no bueno stuff. Is that the boyfriend?
Hi, this is my fiance, Levi.
Yes.
This is
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Okay.
How you doing?
Good.
Hi.
So can you walk us through what happened? I know she
Sure.
told us. I
Yeah.
just want to hear your side.
So I'll start from the beginning. Whenever I called her to come home from lunch, she was just saying that she was a little upset with somebody. So I said, okay, I'll come home and we'll talk it out. And I got there and she said, I guess this guy is like threatening my mom or has been knocking on my mom's window. And I've heard stories about him before from her aunt. So I was like, okay. I said, well, if you want to go over there and tell him, just like knock it off, leave us alone, leave our family alone, then, that's fine. Yeah. So we go over there, and I honestly did not expect it to escalate that fast. So she knocked, and she said, hey, Bob. He said, hey, the dog's right outside. And he said, she said, I heard you had something to say about my mom. And he goes, yeah, fuck your mom. And then both of us were just like, okay.
Were you standing next to each other? Or
I was. So
He was over here,
and I was on this side.
and the door's like right
when
here.
when he said fuck your mom, I like stepped into the frame, and he was just like, he just looked at me, and he's like, and fuck you guys too, and blah blah blah. And then I think I said some words to him. You said some words to him. So then, what scared me was he, like after he slammed the door, words were exchanged, of course, quite a bit.
And I kicked the door.
Yeah, she kicked the door. And then as soon as she kicked the door, he opened the door, the two dogs ran out, and then I see him like go into his kitchen really fast. So I was like, oh fuck, like something's gonna happen. And then we stood back and I was telling the dog, like, go back in, go back in. And then he came out with like a big stick, something black. So I just went like this, just instinct. I went like this to act like I had something, and I was like, "Get the fuck back in your house, dude!" And he said, "Fuck you! I'm gonna say that you pulled a gun on me." I said, "Get back in your house!" And he's like, "Fuck you, fuck you!" And then we just left. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I came here, and then I was in there with the leasing manager, and she even saw him coming up, like, just raging at the door.
We'll go ahead and that's good. We'll go ahead and talk to them as well. After that, and then you took off. What happened, sir? Because I know you.
Oh yeah, I have showings. So yeah, I just went to get my Lexus because I have showings up in Talavera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just get your basic information
Sure.
as well, and
Yeah,
then I'll
absolutely.
go ahead and talk inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that guy's a asshole. He started blowing up to me too.
Yeah.
Really?
No,
To you?
Yeah, because I told him, because he straight up, I told her to go fuck herself. I was like, that's how you talk to women?
Seriously.
Yeah.
And he got so defensive.
Oh yeah.
My freedom of speech, like I get it, but have some fucking respect.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Fred, you can
Yes.
continue your conversation.
Sorry,
I won't bother you. No, you're fine.
Well, I was in there, and then, so the manager told me, she's like, write a statement, because I guess they're in the process of trying to evict him. And then the maintenance guy's in there, and then they were telling me right now that they've been having issues with him, that he's knocking on people's windows, and that other ladies are complaining. And I told him, I said, my mom lives by herself. She just moved out from living with us. This is her first time living on her own. She's a vulnerable older lady. What is he going to take advantage of these old people and just start bugging them?
Seems like he just thinks he's the alpha.
Oh, for sure.
Of this little facility.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
And then,
on.
yeah, he's just sorry. I'm just like
Scared the
mad
shit
because
out of
I'm like, I know. He said, but I told Lisa, I said, my aunt lives 2 doors down from him, and whenever I go and refill my aunt's medications and take her to appointments, sometimes I'll be there and I can smell the alcohol, and he'll come like banging on the door. Where's Sandy? Where's Sandy? And I told him, I said, back up. Like, you don't have to come into the apartment. Like, stay in your lane. Like, you don't have to, like, I think he thinks he's just like runs.
He can run. He's just.
He said like nasty stuff to her before too.
He's made like perverted comments to me, and I ignore
you
it.
claim your aunt and him are in a sexual relationship.
Hey, you know what? Whatever. That's their business.
yeah.
And I told the leasing manager, I was like, if my aunt wants to hang with him and do whatever, that's between them. My aunt has complained about him just being rude and disrespectful, but it's her choice.
Yeah.
He's not knocking on her window. He's bugging my mom, who has nothing to do with him. So my aunt, that's on her.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I didn't even bring up my aunt because I'm like, you guys are the ones that hang out, like,
So the aunt is like friends with him. I mean,
yeah.
the relationship is irrelevant, but
It's irrelevant to this because I'm like, that's.
It just bugs you that it's like it's your mom. She has nothing to do, and she's like
just getting her ass.
Yeah,
bullied.
exactly.
But I came expecting, because I've heard stories about him so much, I came expecting like this little old like frail man, and then when he opened the door, I was like, oh shit.
Right away, he's just like,
this is I was like, this is a different story.
And then he started whistling at some guy to come down, and they were telling me that him and this other old man have been like hanging out together. And so when my mom walks outside now, they sit out there, and my mom hears them say like, "Oh, that's her, that's her." I'm like, why? What's the point?
There's no point.
There's no point in like saying stuff like that to her.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys can follow up with. I mean, we're here.
Yeah, we're just trying to gather everything.
Sure.
Just the same advice you gave me. Told him to just stay away from me and your tia, your aunt, your mom. He says he's gonna stay away. But as I mentioned before, if anything does come to where he keeps bothering, harassing them, don't bother to just go ahead and give us a call.
Yeah.
That way we can keep filing reports, and if it keeps adding up, I mean, we have something on him, so we can actually charge him.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom right now, and I told her, I said, when we leave right now, I said, if he comes up to your door, I said, don't answer your door. If he comes up to your door, if he starts bothering you, I said, don't answer your door, just call the police.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, I think we would have called you first if I would have
known he was gonna get that crazy, I would have
definitely.
I would have been
route.
like, but he's. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I think he's in a senior citizen retirement center that he'd be kind of
I know.
chill and mellow and be able to have a civil
Well, now
conversation.
I'm nervous because now I'm like, should I tell my mom to come stay with us one day or something? Because is he gonna try to? Because he drinks a lot and he gets.
Yeah, you can smell the alcohol. Which
See, I'm like, I told
right
Lisa, I was like, I think he's drunk right now.
Okay.
I think he's
that makes sense.
But I mean, I don't know. He kind of makes me nervous that like he might just take it to the next level if he's really. I don't know. Maybe I should just tell my mom to come over.
I mean, we'll let you guys decide that. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to her.
Yeah,
sure.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Can we leave? I have to go to showings.
Let me just get your number just in case if anything pops. As soon as it just straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Sorry about this.
Thank you.
You guys have a better day.
Oh, we got a crowd here.
It's our lunch hour.
Okay. Who witnessed it?
Nobody witnessed it.
But do you have?
I'm the manager.
You're the manager. Okay, I can
Yes.
talk to you now. Sorry to bother you in your lunchtime.
That's okay. I just wait till the last minute before you guys can come in. Because, trust me, some of these people, it's like babysitting.
And you think that we all grown, huh?
Yeah.
Just ease and peace, but
Old as we all are. What can I do?
okay. So I'm sure. I mean, you're aware. Can you explain to me
She
what's
did.
going on?
I didn't know that this was going on, that he was.
But do you have
bugging.
other complaints regarding
I have,
him?
yeah. I just started last week. This one lady that's on the same floor as him. I think she's his neighbor, and
To
she's
the
been
right or to the
complaining.
left?
To the right.
To the right.
Yeah.
Just nearby?
Oh yeah, it's just right next
Next
door,
door.
on the same floor too.
Okay.
So she's been complaining about him too, about him making noises and making a lot of noises, but I just told her to just write a complaint, just write it down and I'll put it in the files, but she hasn't yet, so
Okay.
I don't know if she's willing to complain.
So it's just complaints
But this is the first time that I hear that he's knocking on windows.
Okay.
But maintenance just told me that he knocks on other people's windows too. Why he does that,
And this is from maintenance that they've actually seen him.
I don't know if he saw him. Yeah, you can ask him. He's right there.
Okay,
so.
I'll ask him. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to figure out so you get the whole picture of what's going on, either with him.
I
or
don't
with
even know. I'm surprised. I know he's been upset with me because they raised the rent.
Okay.
And he comes in here, telling me and why are they doing it? It's not right and blah blah
Everything,
blah.
yeah, just
Just venting.
Correct.
Just like spilling whatever it's called. And I just tell him, I tell him until he calms down and he leaves. But I didn't know that they were having problems.
Okay.
With,
No, and that's as long as you said just the lady next door, the neighbor was just having problems with him. I mean, there's a lot of noise. Okay, and then I'll just talk to maintenance man, see what they see sometimes. Can I just get your name out?
my name is
Can you spell your last name for sure?
SCH. If you need me for anything, let me know. Like I was telling the young lady, that to bring me the police report so I can put it in the files. And
No, yes. So I said there'll definitely be a report. I already notified them, and the courses of action they can take and otherwise. But the maintenance man is what's his name?
Paul.
Paul. Do you know his last name? Paul. Can I talk to you real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Just regarding she made some statements. What do you know about Robert? Does he?
Who's Robert?
Well, that guy you would call Bobby. Yeah.
Him? He makes a lot of comments.
Just around while he's just walking.
Yeah, walking, and he likes to knock on other people's windows for some odd reason.
So he just knocks on people's windows.
And then walks away and then starts talking crap.
Oh, so you've seen him?
I've only heard stories, but I've never
seen him.
never seen him do it.
Okay.
But as far as talking crap, I've had.
Oh, you've had him. Okay.
I have.
Any more?
Info from something.
Info for what? Well, thank you. I said we just wanted to see what's going on, and we've heard that you've seen, but
I've
you just heard.
heard, and then I've heard people, talking a lot of mess about it, but I never
Actually,
seen it part-
correct.
You know what I mean?
All right.
But they've always told me about it, but I never actually even.
Like, seen it, just heard all the trash talking. All right. Well, sorry about that. I mean, you can try to block him if that's what you
I already did. I just left it. That's weird because I just left his apartment probably about an hour before. And he was just all all calm and cool. And then I come back from lunch, or I'm going to get my.
I see.
And this happened. I'm like, what the hell? I guess that's it. Found it.
Thank you.
have it around here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.